Welcome back to Real Life Reviews and welcome back to a vlog video. We've not done a vlog video for a little while now, and I've got a bit of what I call a bitty day today, and a little bit more about that in a moment. So I thought I'd spend some of the time just documenting what's been going on this week. Today is Thursday, and so from sort of Monday through the week, what's going on, what's been happening in the last few weeks, just touching on that, but mainly focusing on this week, and also what potentially is coming up in the channel. But if you just want to get a little sight of some of the things that might take a bit of time, behind me at the moment, I've got a review coming up on a ProViz chest light setup for running, although hint, also potentially usable for cycling. And I'm doing a run test with the beam on full volume, so to speak, full brightness. So if you let's just turn this around and have a look. There I am. I've got a camera set up. I'm just going to move a little bit closer. I've got a camera set up to take bits and pieces every now and then. I'll just tap the phone. So I've got you can see that I've got a phone running. It's on its full beam, 500 lumens, and just trying to do a run time and catch little bits of it and get an idea as to how long actually in real life the beam goes for. Simple as. So before I jump into this week, what's been happening in the past? Well, my last big race was Challenge Almere. Almere, Netherlands, just to the side of Amsterdam. Flat course, full distance, and I think there are two extremes on bike courses. There's the very hilly, so I've done Bolton, for example, and that was pretty tough from a hills perspective. And also you don't get massive recovery there because of the roads and the bends at the bottom of hills. And then at the other end, you've got flat courses, and in particular somewhere like Almere, which can be very windy. The thing about a flat course is it depends how you've been training, because you need to keep the power on all the time. Every time you ease off the power, you slow down. It's as simple as. So the bike course can be actually pretty tough. How did that go? Well, I'll put a little bit of video that my partner took of the swim start. So I will say, Challenge, brilliantly well organised, and I can hugely recommend Challenge events. But I was in the open. I wasn't representing Team GB. I got no times from the previous year. I didn't do any long course in 2023. I was having a bit of a family year with the partner, some holidays, did some shorter stuff, but wasn't a big actual competition year. So I was in the open. And of course, you've got a lot of people in the open who haven't qualified for their country for various reasons, injury, time off, etc. And typically, my 12th place in the Open was top 10 if it had been in the Europeans. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I qualified for the Challenge Championships, which ironically is over half distance, in Samarin, Slovakia, next year. So I've decided to pull the pin, and I've paid my entry for that. So in early doors, rough in the season, so May, I've got a half distance, and I've only ever done 2 half distances. My main distance has been long course, full course, Ironman, whatever you want to call it. So I'm quite looking forward to that, although there's some logistics to sort out. Back to Challenge Almere though, here's my medal. And if you look at the top, if you can read this and the camera has focused, it says Aquabike long distance. Thank you, Challenge. The wrong medal. And the Aquabike long distance had finished well before myself and others were coming in on the full distance triathlon. Not only that, if you can have a peek at where it says long, they've actually spelt long wrong. It just says ONG. It goes on distance. So immediately after getting home, so race on the Sunday, was it Sunday or Saturday? I think it was Saturday. So race on the Saturday, day off there on the Sunday, driving and ferry back home on the Monday. Tuesday morning, I noticed. So I emailed no problem, apologies. When we're next back in the office, we will send you one. So, good. 2 weeks later, I sent another email. Sorry, appreciate you're busy. Any news? No, not yet. We're not always in the office. A week ago, so the challenge race was on the 14th of September. Today is the 23rd of October. So we're now 5 weeks plus away. What's the latest? They're on holiday and they've had to give out a lot of medals to what they called underage. People who wanted underage medals replaced. I don't know what that means. And apparently they say they're getting some more made and they will send them out when they're ready. So I'm not best chuffed at this. I don't understand what underage is, and I don't understand why people that already had a medal can change it, whereas I've got the wrong medal. Anyway, beef off shoulder, gone. I'll wait. So back to the present time and the more recent past. How have things been going? Well, frustrating. I've got a knee injury. It's messing up any chance of running. I keep trying to do little bits. It doesn't seem to aggravate it. Running, once I get going and warmed up, seems to be okay, but then I suffer afterwards. So I'm trying to give my left knee a rest. So swimming, this Monday I had my swim squads early Monday morning, which was great. Led the lane for the whole set. I quite like doing that. It makes me work hard. Even if you're holding your 5 meter distance, I find being in the lane is so much easier. It really is. And on the odd occasion, on some weeks where a mate of mine will go through and take the lead for a little bit, it's an absolute big rest for me. And if I'm not feeling it, sometimes I need that. But generally speaking, I try to lead the lane. So that went well, a really, really good session. And I was meant to be doing a session on Tuesday at the David Lloyd as part of my program. I do 3 more sessions in a week, because I find with swimming more than anything else, and I'm sure many of you do, I've got to keep it going. If I don't, even if my other sessions are very drill focused, technique focused, some easier paced endurance rather than pushing from a proper, what I call squad session, I just need to keep swimming. If I only did the Monday would absolutely destroy me. Now, I know there's those of you out there that will say, well, it should destroy you. All that happens in swimming is you work just as flipping hard, but you get quicker or can do it for longer. I agree with you. I do agree with you. But from a personal point of view, I feel I'm coping better and progressing if I've got the other ones in. Anyway, email from David Lloyd, Tuesday morning, first thing, indoor pool closed. So that blew that. It was still shut yesterday, Wednesday, email this morning, Thursday. The pool's open this morning, so that's cool. The issue obviously wasn't what it often is in that pool, which is an incident, usually from a child, say no more. It's obviously something a bit bigger, pumps, heating, whatever, cloudy water, water levels, you name it. And it's not, well, no, I'll say no more about that. So what I'm hoping to do in about 45 minutes to an hour is nip off to the pool and get a nice little, it's a 2.4K set I've got out to do and do that. Hopefully I'm being held now by the run test I'm doing on my ProViz harness. Another reason that I'm a bit in limbo this morning is I've got to stay in for 2 deliveries. I've got an email notification from Royal Mail, delivery this morning from AG1, great. Okay, I'm trying out AG1 at the moment, brilliant. I've got another notification for a delivery from Pro Swimwear. I'm not expecting a delivery from Pro Swimwear, so that could be quite interesting. I know some of you are immediately shouting out and going, it's a scam, it's a scam. Yeah, I'm well aware of the every type scams, that's EVRI and the DPD and those sorts of things. this email is exactly word for word to the proper email that I know should be coming today and is there. So we'll wait and see. I've not clicked on anything, so don't worry. I'm not downloading any virus or something, but I do have 2 deliveries waiting for this morning. Raw Mail can be quite interesting because it will give you a delivery notification of between 8:48 and 10:48. That's nice, 2-hour window. 10:48 in the past has come and gone. I've had this a lot, and you'll go back to it and you'll go onto the tracking and it will say delivery sometime today. You'll get to mid-afternoon and it will basically say delivery by 9 p.m. Well, you know they're not going to deliver at 7 p.m, 8 p.m, 9 p.m. They don't. It's not like Amazon. So the next day will come and it will tell you you've got a delivery that day that it's coming, and it's changed. So it can be very hit and miss. It's nice to get the 2-hour window, even nicer when the 2-hour window happens. So yeah, that's why I'm sitting around doing bits and pieces this morning, and not just heading off straight to the pool and getting a morning swim in when it's not that busy. Yesterday then, what did I do? I couldn't swim because I was then going to swim yesterday. The pool was shut. We'd had a dinner party Tuesday night. I was probably a little bit fuzzy, needed some fresh air. My partner was heading off up to Southwold, which as a drive is about 50k away. Back roads off the main roads, it's a bit over 60k to ride. So I just took a little ride up there. Nice pier, lovely beach. Well, sort of beach, it's stony, but it's just a lovely, if you don't know it, and most of you won't, it's on the Suffolk coast. It's just beautiful. It's a lovely place, old buildings, lots of beach huts, very British, and a fish and chip shop on the pier. So I rode up, nice gentle ride. It was damp roads, really quite cold. I was wrapped up, slippy roads, lots of mud on the roads, farmers, tractors, no problem with that. It's their roads as well. And it meant I just poozled along at a little over 27k on average, so 17 miles an hour. Got there, had fish and chips, and took the advantage of a lift home. So a really quite sort of short, low pressure, nice, easy, bright blue sky ride. Loved it, and loved the fish and chips as well. That takes us up to date. So obviously I've just mentioned I'm going for a swim in a bit, and I'll do a little turbo session, nothing major, because tomorrow, fingers crossed, if I can get this all to work, I'm doing a HIIT session with Daniela Ryf. Yeah, so as part of the Human Go, I'm going to say that now, and I've got a series on the Human Go or Humango AI training platform, which I'm still loving in its own quirky little way, and I keep finding little bits and pieces, but it is actually, I've got to say, an absolutely brilliant system. I'm working on a training program as part of the Daniela Ryf training club, and we've got a HIIT session on Zwift tomorrow. I think it's about 45 minutes. It's got a whole block of what many would call over under, and it's 40 seconds up above, significantly above, 20-second recovery, sort of times by 5, bit of an endurance recovery, and lots of repeats. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I'm kind of imagining it's a rubber banded group thing, and at the moment there's, I think, 6 of us doing it with Daniela, and I'm thinking it's going to be a rubber banded group ride with our power efforts on the screen to try to hold for all the different bits, as opposed to an erg set workout. We'll see. That could be quite interesting, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to, I've already had an interaction with Daniela on messaging, and it'd be interesting to see, yeah, it's going to be really good, really, really different. And what's coming up? Well, I've mentioned Challenge the Championships in Samarin, so I'm getting my van decked out a bit, not as a camper van, although I am having a pop top put on it, and I'm insulating it and carpeting it and everything, and having some electrics done. I'm thinking I'm going to be doing a bit of a road trip to Slovakia, and it seems like it's a massive distance, but actually over 4 days, maybe even 5 days, I'm hoping I can make that travel quite chilled, get some runs and bikes in on the way. Yeah, so that's my next sort of main focus, and that's in May next year. So I'm on winter training, lots of base miles, little 4-week rotations, so building up for 3 weeks, then a sort of easier week to let things sort of settle down and recover. So little 4-week rotations, and obviously with some bits and pieces in between, some bits of travel, family, Christmas, New Year, skiing in January, that sort of thing. So what's coming up on the channel? Well, the next thing hopefully is a review of this ProViz chest strap, so more about that soon. And then I've got some other bits and pieces, but some of it's about trying to find genuine evidence. So for example, I've got some Dynaplug stuff, tubeless tires. There's loads of stuff on how to use them, but I don't want to deliberately puncture a tire to see it in action and to see how good it is. So I'm kind of waiting till I do get a puncture. Maybe I have to dig out some old tires and do some work there. So I've got stuff like that, stuff on training. So there's quite a lot planned, and I'm going to do a few more vlogs as well. So yeah, it's quite a busy time, but it's quite a bitty time as well in the winter here. I'm also heading down to London next month, the 16th of November, to Roleur, to the bike show down there, which is a really good event for finding out what's happening, what's coming up, talking to manufacturers, designers about what's on their mind, what potentially is coming, even if they don't want to give away secrets, but talking about what directions they're looking at, even if it's something as simple as weight v aero and that combination, which is a big thing at the moment. So I'm looking forward to that, train down to London, and that will be a good day out. So if you've enjoyed this video, do please give it that like, give it the thumbs up, and share it with your friends. Subscribe, click on the little picture down there if you haven't subscribed already, and I'll just flick a few videos in the corners for you to have a look at. So thanks for watching, and catch you again soon.